G'day guys, Dom here with your weekly dose of knife porn. Now this week I actually don't have a lot of said knife porn because I've been crazy busy working on full customs and trying to get the water jet cut blanks done. So these are the ones I'm talking about actually. So I got all the micros done. We've got 11 of them with right hand grinds and one lefty. You can see the new style with the hollow grind blades and the slightly different shape. And I also got a bunch of D6s done. So I got 8 of these with double full flat grinds, and I got 2 of these that are actually ungrind. Reason being is I'm going to do some really cool custom compound grinds on these, and I want to do them post heat treat because it's a little bit easier I found, but I've got some really cool ideas to do some really mean aggressive looking compound grinds on these that I'm really excited to try. So these are coming hopefully around January, February, depending if I get my shoot together or not. We'll see. So yeah, these are definitely coming, super excited for these. But besides that, we actually have some finished knives. We'll start off with the micro grunt actually, because we're already talking about them. So this is actually a really old micro grunt. I probably started this knife about a year ago, because I've got this really bad habit where I might start a knife, and if it's not for somebody, I might just get halfway through, and then my pretend ADD will kick in, and I'll be like, oh wait, I'm going to make this other knife, and chuck this in a drawer and forget about it. So I've been looking at this knife for pretty much a year in my drawer every time I open it up to pour something out. And it was mostly done. I mean, I just had to finish up the blade and finish up the handle on it pretty much, and it would be done. So I finally decided, it's Sunday, I'm bored, let's have some fun, and make this thing. So first thing I know about it that makes me know it's an older knife is that it's got a full flat grind. Sorry, a saber flat grind. I recently transitioned to doing them all hollow, just because it's a bit more of a mean look, but there's plenty of guys out there that prefer flat grinds. And this one's different. I did a bit of a satin bevel there, bit of two-tone. Gives it a really nice aggressive look, I found. And the bevel on this, sorry, the flats on this is acid stonewashed with a nice distressed logo. And my machine is kind of going out, so we're doing a lot of distressed logos recently. So until I replace that, we're probably going to have a lot of these things. Besides that, we've got Coyote brand handles. I do so many bloody OD green ones, it's bloody coming to mind. But yeah, Coyote brand handles with a nice bead blasted finish. And sort of an Anzo pattern, at least that's what I was going for. It kind of turned into a random Anzo because I'm not as good as I thought I was. But it's definitely got that really nice look, especially if, angle it down like this and you've got those little peaks and valleys. Which I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but if you look at it with a naked eye, you can see those really cool shadows. So yeah, nice little knife, nice and small. We got a bit of a paracord lanyard here with OD green. I didn't have any Coyote, and I figured OD would match it pretty good. And then brushed and edge tied where to match the blade. And this one's also got a new sheath. So the old style sheath, up until now, have all had the wider sheaths that come up to about here, and I've just switched to a taco just with this one here, and I think I'm going to stick with it because it's a much more compact package, and it makes it easy for you to just chuck it in the pocket and just carry it that way, which is really how they're meant to be carried. You still got the 2 holes up top, so if you wanted to, you can actually neck carry this because that's not coming out. There's no rattle or anything, and it's pretty solid in there, so you could actually neck carry this if you want to. So it's that one. Bit of a blast from the past, if the camera would focus. And next up we have this one. So this is what I call a shrapnel series custom. Now the shrapnel series is something I'm doing where I have these sort of a weird bit of steel. It might be from like a water jet offcut or just an offcut in general. And every now and then I like to just grab that steel, grind it up a bit and turn it into a knife. And this is an example of that. So I had this big long piece of CPM 154 from something or other, I don't actually remember. But it was pretty much done. Like there was an angle cut up top and an angle cut down the bottom. So all I really had to do was cut this little groove in there and I was done. So CPM 154, as I said before. And this one's actually got a double hollow grind. And it's not as deep as I would have liked. I've only got a 10-inch wheel, so I did my best to try and get the most amount of performance out of the knife and get the grind as deep as I could. But I didn't want to go too far, because if you go too far, you blow your grind at the top and it just looks shitty. But yeah, I try to get as deep as I could, thin out that edgy bit, but I probably should have used like a 4-inch wheel or something if I had it. But it's definitely nice and sharp, and it'll definitely get the job done. It's about a 1/4 inch thick, or at least it was originally. I did do quite a bit of surface grinding on this to get rid of a bunch of pitting and stuff. And of course the texturing here also thins out the blade a bit. But you can see V-grind, and even though the hollow's not that deep, you've still got that nice sheen there when it catches the light, which is one of my favourite things about hollow grinds, and the reason I'm doing a whole lot of them recently. And of course at the tip, we've kind of thickened it up a bit, which is something I just love doing on knives because it gives it that really mean, aggressive look. If the camera would focus again. On the handles, we have this really cool texturing that I was trying out. This is actually also done with the 1/4 inch wheel. Same as this one actually, except it kind of turned that a little bit more professional on this. But still not a tight, crisp Anzo. Again, I'm not as good as I think I am. I mean, here you can kind of see it. Here's like ideal what you'd want for an Anzo pattern. And then here it just progressively goes to shit. But it's okay, still cool. And I'm quite happy with it. It doesn't have to be a perfect Anzo for me to be, you know, think it looks cool. Nice rounded spine and everything. It's actually a really comfortable knife. I was worried that it'd feel like really thin and, you know, dangerous if you used it because there's not much of a groove here. But it actually locks really well into my hand. And it's also great in the this grip here in case you ever find yourself as the main character in a serial killer movie. Which I do not condone. Don't do that with my knives. Use somebody else's knife. I don't want that on my... I don't want that coming up if someone Googles DB blades. Use somebody else's knives. I hear Cold Steel does great knives for that. Allegedly, according to all their videos anyway. And one different thing about this one is I've actually never done this before, but I've just bead blasted it. And normally I'd bead blast it and stonewash it or something, but this time around I just straight up bead blasted it, which gives you a really nice uniform grey look. Which I'm kind of digging. It's a bit different, at least compared to the stuff I usually do. And I did very lightly brush at these peaks just to give it that really that nice look, and it kind of accentuates the pattern a bit. We've also got a nice Kydex sheath for it. Fits in nicely. It's rock solid, no rattle. It ain't falling out. And I've also hooked it up with eyelets up top, so you can actually neck carry this. But it's also, you know, spaced out for tech lock, so you can also grab an aftermarket tech lock, chuck it on there, and belt carry if you want to. Anyway, that's that. Get these nicely pulled out here. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Just a real quick one. Just wanted to get these on camera before I put them up on the website. So both these up on the website if you want them. And yeah, I've run out of things to say, so I better shut this off before I start saying too much bullshit. Anyway, thanks for watching the video guys.